If you want to know a man's character, don't look at his wealth, his appearance, or even his successes. Look at his words. A man's tongue is the window to his mind. The Stoics always told us that speech is a reflection of the soul. And just as rotten fruit reveals the condition of the tree, foolish words reveal the weakness of the brain. Today, we will dive into 5 things that a stupid man always says. These are phrases that peel off the mask and reveal stupidity, arrogance, and fear. If you identify these words in yourself, it's an invitation for change. If you hear them from other people, it's a warning of who you're dealing with. 1. That's not my fault. The first cry of a weak man is usually to blame. When difficulties confront him, his instinct is not reflection but blame. He blames everything except himself, including bad luck, society, and his family. But Marcus Aurelius taught us the opposite approach: you have control over your mind, not the outside events. Understand this, and you will gain strength. A foolish man avoids accountability because it feels too heavy. But an intelligent man embraces it because he knows accountability is the training field for virtue. When he fails, he asks, "What can I learn?" When he stumbles, he asks, "How can I bounce back stronger?" When he is disrespected, he asks, "What is still within my control?" Blame is easy, but it keeps you weak. Responsibility is difficult, but it makes you unstoppable. 2. I already know that. The second sign of stupidity is arrogance disguised as knowledge. A stupid man covers his ears with this phrase. He interrupts wisdom by saying, "I already know that." But Epictetus once said, "It is difficult for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Wisdom calls for humility. The person who says, "I already know," has decided to stop learning. He chooses the illusion of mastery over the truth of ignorance. The intelligent man, however, views life as a lifetime learner. Even in repetition, he discovers depth. Even in familiar lessons, he finds new value. For him, humility is not vulnerability but the cornerstone of power. Socrates, as the Stoics once said, believed that the real wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. A foolish man opposes this truth. A wise guy lives by it. 3. That's not possible. The third phrase signals defeat before the battle even starts. That's not possible. To the foolish man, challenges appear like barriers. Rather than trying, he loses hope. Rather than daring, he steps back. He tells himself that some things are beyond reach, not because they actually are, but because he is reluctant to undergo the discipline needed. But Seneca once said, "It is not because things are hard that we do not try. It is because we do not try that things are hard." The intelligent man understands that most impossibilities are only limits of vision and determination. What seems impossible is sometimes just what other people have not yet tried. To the coward, effort feels unimportant. To the Stoic, effort is meaning itself. A man who always says, "That is not possible," dies multiple small deaths. But the man who says, "Let me try," discovers opportunities that other people never dreamt of. 4. I don't care. The fourth phrase sounds innocent but reveals a hidden weakness: I don't care. Now, the Stoics teach us about indifference, but their indifference was virtuous. It was a detachment from success, status, and pleasure. But when a stupid man says, "I don't care," he is not exercising wisdom. He covers up his fear of effort, lazy attitude, and lack of focus. Epictetus made a differentiation: certain things are within our control, others are not. A wise person does not care about what happens beyond his control, but he cares so much about what is his accountability, his decisions, his values, and his integrity. The stupid man uses, "I don't care," as an escape from responsibility. The Stoic uses, "I don't care," as an escape from illusions. One is weakness, the other is power. 5. What is in it for me? Eventually, the phrase that reveals selfishness at its core: what's in it for me? The foolish consider every circumstance as a transaction. He measures every action by personal gain. Friendship, commitment, generosity. For him, these are all investments with expected returns. But Marcus Aurelius cautioned us of a deeper reality: what is not good for the beehive is not good for the bee. Life is not about continual receiving but about what you contribute to all of it. An intelligent guy seeks contribution, not exploitation. He knows that a good life is judged not by what you achieve but by who you become through service, integrity, and strength. A man who only asks, "What's in it for me?" dies empty regardless of his hands being loaded. A man who asks, "What can I give?" is fulfilled regardless of whether his hands are empty.